Alright, so in this video, I'm going to show you how to do the formatting for the draft of Writing Project 2. A lot of you still struggled with the formatting for the draft of the first paper. So I'm going to try to show this as easily as I can, so hopefully people will not make the same mistakes that they made on the draft of Writing Project 1. So I'm going to go into the Firefox browser, and you want to go ahead and go to Google. And then go ahead and log into your Google account using your Columbus State email. And that's something that I noticed with the drafts and final copies of the first paper. Some of you were sending me drafts and final copies of things that were being sent from like your personal Gmail account. So remember, everything has to be sent through your Columbus State email account. So if I go in and log into my Google account, you can see here that even if I hold this down, you can see here in the upper right, it has my Columbus State email information here for this Google account. And then you want to go ahead and click on the grid and go to your drive. And then you should be pulled up to all of your folders for the class. So let's see, where's my demo group at? Okay, so this is what you should see on your screen. So this is the draft of Writing Project 2. So I'm going to click into the Writing Project 2 draft folder. And it should be blank. I mean, we haven't done anything yet, so you have to create the document. So I'm going to go over here to New and click File, or I'm sorry, click Google Doc. And then this brings me up to my draft document. So the first thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and name it. And this is an error that I saw a lot of people make on both the draft and final copy of Writing Project 1. So you want to name it your first name, hit enter, and it automatically saves that. And then the first thing I need to do is change my settings up here. So I've got to make sure I'm in Times New Roman. This is size 12 for the font. All right, now I need to add the header information in, or the page number stuff first. Some of you did not do that correctly. So you can't just type in your last name and a number up here. That is not how you do the page number. You have to go up here to Insert, go down to Header and Page Number, and then this first one right here, click on that. And then it brings this up here. So move your cursor in front of the number, last name. Some people, I think, put their first name. It's your last name. And then I've got to make sure that this is in Times New Roman 12. So I'm going to go ahead and select all of it and come up here to the font, Times New Roman, size 12. Okay, now I know that's correct. Then I can click out of it. And then your first line should be right here. And I'm going to hit enter once. And then I need my header information. So your name, enter. So there should be a single space there. My name, enter space. And this is English 1100, comma, space, Writing Project 2, enter space, and then the date of the draft that's due, which is what, the 15th? So for dates, it's the day, the month spelled out, and then the year. So one thing that I noticed was people made errors with the date. They did not put the date on here correctly. Okay, so I'm going to hit enter once, space. Okay, now I need to come up here and do my title. So the title for your paper cannot be the title of the essay. So please do not do that. Whatever the title of the essay is, that's someone else's title. You have to come up with your own title. So let's say that I was going to write on the Carolyn Bird essay. My title cannot be "College is a waste of time and money." So I need to come up with something different. So let's say something like that. So there's my title. So again, please do not name your essay the title of the essay. That is someone else's title. That's considered plagiarism. You can't use someone else's title for the title of your essay. All right, I'm going to hit enter, enter again. Go back up here and hit left align. And one thing I noticed on some of the drafts were some of you are coming up here and hitting this justify button, and it's moving all of your writing over to the right. So please do not hit that. You should always be over here with the left align button. Okay, and then I'm going to hit tab and start my draft. Okay, now notice there it moved, it shifted, okay, when I'm hitting all those X's, so I've got to come back up here and move that up. So there should be one space between your title and the title of the essay. And actually, if I select this right here and come up here to my line spacing, oh, I forgot to do that at the beginning. Oops, I've got to go back and completely redo that. So I've got to come up here and select all of this and make sure that my spacing is single spaced, like that. So yeah, you should have, this is your one space in between these. So you've got to change it. On Google Docs, it will automatically stay at 1.15 unless you change it. So for drafts are always going to be single spaced. Okay, so that looks better. You hit tab up here. So yes, you should have a single space between your title and the first line. So let's say this is my first paragraph, whatever, period. Okay, when I go on to my second paragraph, again, you should notice there's a single space there. Whatever, okay, third paragraph. So again, for the draft, I'm asking to see the first 3 paragraphs of your paper. That includes the introduction paragraph, the summary paragraph about the essay. So a summary of the essay, that's your second paragraph, and then your first body paragraph, which will be the third paragraph. So let's say these are my paragraphs here. I also need my works cited citation. So once you get done writing, whatever page you're on, you need to hit enter all the way down until you get to a new page. All right, so there's my next page. So when you do your works cited page, it should be on a brand new page, the page after your last paragraph. So up here, let's see, I'm going to come and do my title. Work cited. So again, writing project 2, you're analyzing one essay. So this work is work. Now, it should not be works because we only have one citation. It's work cited. Okay, enter, enter. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to do my citation. So again, whatever essay you pick, remember the citations are at the very end of the essay. So you have to copy them over to your works cited page. So I don't know, let's say this is my citation from my essay. Okay, so let's say that's my citation. Let's say it's 3 lines long. Most of them will either be 2 or 3 lines long. So when you do your citation, you have to make sure to do the hanging indent for the citation. That is part of doing citations properly, is making sure you have a hanging indent. So to do the hanging indent on Google, you want to select the whole citation, and then you want to come up here to your ruler, and you want to put your cursor on this bottom arrow, hold it down, move it over to 0.5, like that, and you see everything shifted over half, and then take your cursor again and put it on that blue rectangle, just on the blue rectangle, hold it down, it'll do it for me. All right, it's giving me problems. All right, what's going on with this tonight? Ah, there we go. Okay, finally. Okay, so when you put your cursor on the blue rectangle and then move just the rectangle back to 0, and you can see what happened with the indentation. So this is a hanging indent. So the first line is a normal line, and then the whatever lines come after that are indented properly. So this up here, this is how you know you did the hanging indent right. You should see your triangle at the 0.5 and your ruler back at 0. So let's do that again. I'm going to bring it back over here like that. Okay, so once you put your citation on the page, select the whole thing, put your cursor on the bottom rectangle, the blue rectangle, then hold it down, move both of them should move together, move them over to 0.5, let go of the cursor, and then put your cursor back on the blue rectangle, and then move that back over to 0, like that. So there's your hanging indent. So, and that is the proper way to do a citation. So if you mess up the hanging indent, that will be marked wrong. I will mark that wrong. That means you did not do the citation correctly. Okay, so there's my works cited page with my citation, my draft with the correct formatting. Okay, let's look at an example of what this looks like if it was done. So I'm going to pull up Abby's paper. I had her in the spring. So here's her writing project 2 draft. So if I look at it, can I tell if things were done correctly? Yes, she's got her name up here. She did the header and page number correctly. I know that because it's up here in the right. If I scroll down to the next page, she's got number 2 here with her last name. This is done correctly. She's got her name, my name, English 1100, writing project 2, the date the draft was due. There's the spacing is correct here. She's got a title, a space. The space here is correct. And then if I scroll down, this is what I should see. Okay, paragraph 1, thesis highlighted at the end, a space, a single space. Paragraph 2, done, single space. First body paragraph. And there we go at the end. And then if I go down her works cited page, yep, she did that correctly as well. Works cited, space, the citation of the essay. And you can see if I select it here that it was done correctly. The hanging indent is done right. The blue triangle is on 0.5. The blue rectangle is on 0. All right, so that is what the correct formatting of the draft of Writing Project 2 looks like. So again, please make sure you're paying attention to what you're doing when you're working on the draft. It's not worth losing the points for the formatting stuff. I mean, to me, that is the easiest part. I mean, there's really no excuse to miss formatting stuff unless you're basically not watching the video and not looking at what I'm showing you how to do. And then as far as the paragraphs for the draft go, please make sure you're using the outline. The outline explains what should be in each paragraph. The supplemental materials folder gives you diagrams for how to do the introduction, how to do a summary paragraph of an essay, how to do a body paragraph for this type of paper. So you've got to be using the materials that are in the supplemental materials folder to help you. And that's it.